Vidya Sampradaya Kartribhyo Vamshashibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Sarvopaplavahita Prajnanaganaha Pratyagartho Brahmaivahamasmi Brahmaivahamasmi Vedantartha Vibhasakaya Gurave Shantaya Sannyasine Nanavadi Nagendra Sanghapavaye Yogindra Vandyaya Cha Mohadvanta Divakaraya Bhagavatpada Vidham Vibhrate Tasmai Bhashakrite Namostu Satatam Purnaya Bodhatmane Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnana Pradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattva Bodho Vidhiyate. So now we have seen what is called as the Sukshma Sharira. The Sukshma Sharira is consisting of 17 elements. Elements over here are not the 5 great elements. In these 17 elements we have 5 Karmendriyas, Jnanendriyas and Panchapranas. So 5 into 3, 15 plus 2, 17. 17 things are the components of Sukshma Sharira. Now you will know when we say that Indriyas or the organs, they are not the part of the gross body. They belong to the Sukshma Sharira. And therefore, when the Jiva leaves one body, because that body no longer has any more prarabdha to be experienced. You know, we used to have this toys in our childhood where you could roll the key, and coil the spring, the coil. It used to play the drum. How long will that monkey keep playing drum? As long as the coil is not unwound completely. Like that, how long will you continue like this? With this, how long will this body continue? Not you continue, you are continuous, unbroken. Akhanda Vastu is this Atma. How long will this body continue? Till the prarabdha does not unwound. Once when it has finished, it does not matter whether that body is young, old, belongs to the emperor or a pauper. It will stop functioning and will just become a decaying matter.
And has one masters the 5 elements?
They are already there, always. But why insistence on continuing a body? Get a new. So when the jiva leaves, it is like riding on these pranas. The prana, therefore, is not only the breath as such, but that which makes the body breathe, that it is something more, a little more, whatever it is, not a discussion now, but riding on these pranas and then packing up all the indriyas, mind, etc., now goes to another body with a different identity. If there is punya at your disposal, then it gets a celestial body. If there is no punya, but papa, it goes down to some grasshopper or something like that, to be eaten by a sparrow. By a chicken, because all these days you were eating chickens. Now the chicken says, okay, now just feel how it is to lay flat on somebody's plate. Grasshopper, pecking. So the indriyas belong to the subtle body. Hands, eyes, this balls of flesh is not what we call as the indriyas. These are, technically we call them as golakas. Just the locations from where the indriyas will function. Like the offices. Guruji explains it as office. Okay. The officer comes and works from the office. But the officer comes and goes. When it's evening, he will wind up everything, put the files on side and drive back home, like that. Now furthermore, Panchajnanendriyani kani. Kani. If I spoke to the wrong thing, kani. What are these 5? What happened not finding it? I did not do.
Causal body.
Karana Shariram is immediately after this. Sukshma Shariram. Okay, in this book the sequence is changed. Right. We will go to Karana Shariram. Karana Shariram Kim Anirvachya Anadi Avidyam Rupam Anirvachanadya Vidya Rupam Shariradvayasya Karanabhutam Swasvarupashyanam Yadasti Tat Karana Shariram. What is Karana Sharira? Because you said that Atma is something that is other, Vyatirikta, other than the 3 bodies. Shariratraya Vyatiriktam. So, the gross body, subtle body and the causal body. What is the causal body? There are 2 things over here. That it is Shariradvayasya Karanabhutam. First of all, it is the cause for the other 2 bodies, subtle body as well as the gross body. Now, so all the seeds of karma which are going to give the specific body, whether it is a human body or an animal body or a bird body or an insect body or a celestial body, all this is there, the blueprint. It is there. Where? In this, that where it is causal body. Is that all? But along with that there is something more. And it is Swasvarupa Ashyanam. It is ignorance. Ignorance of oneself. Aham Brahma, not knowing that Atma is Brahman, this is ignorance. And that ignorance plus the vasana bijas, the bijas, the seeds of the two gods, this is the karana shariram. So he says something more, it is, but what exactly? There's anirvacham. It cannot be described, defined as being real, or unreal like the Shashashringa. Anirvachyam. Because whenever you have to, the basic definition of anything will be, is there or is there not? Is it not there? You can speak of it in the very basic terms as is there at least or is not there. Elephant is there. Unicorn not there. Horse is there, or the horn of a buffalo is there, but a horn of a rabbit. No. So we have definite categories. These are the basic. Is there not? Is it? It is not there. You can speak at least this much, but you can't even speak like this about avidya. Can't even do that much. So therefore it is anirvachyam. Okay, vachyam means definable. Anirvachyam, undefinable. Anirvachyam. And so in what terms is it not definable? Is there, whether it is sat or asat. Can't say it is sat, can't say it is asat. Avidya rupam, anadi. And how is it? Beginningless. It is beginningless. So when was the first body created? And there is nothing like first body. It is anadi, timelessly there. Now, in the dream, a person sees that he is a small boy with his walking with his grandfather. Okay, so the grandfather is 80, he is 8. He sees that in the dream. Now, what is the birth date of that child? Of course, there is an age difference, you see. What is the difference? What is the birth date for the child and birth date for the grandfather? Though grandfather also begins with the beginning of the dream, and the child also begins with the beginning of the dream. But both of them appear with differences. It appears that the grandfather had come earlier, 80 years early, 72 years earlier in the world, and the world in which they are walking also at the same time, same moment. Strange. When did it all begin? Who began? It is anadi, just like that. So just don't look at this one planet Earth. That's not all. The world has always been existing. Whether this planet, so were we dinosaur before? If that was the kind of prarabdha that you had, maybe a dinosaur body. And so on and so forth. Continues. So this is Karana Shariram, and it is called as Karana Shariram because It is the cause for the other two bodies. Tat Karana Shariram. Now there is a lot to discuss over here, but because of the shortage of time, I will sweep over, and then maybe in the later classes that we will have, we can bring the topic back again. Alright, so further. Now, does your book say Panchendriyani and all that? What is the next line for you? Okay. Panchajnanendriyani kani. What are the 5 organs of perception, knowledge? Shrotram, Tvak, Chakshuhu, Rasanam, Granamiti, Panchajnanendriyani. The 5 organs of knowledge, and this is the sequence that we will always follow. So the sequence of the 5 great elements is Akasha, Vayu, Tej, Agni or Teja, Apa and Prithvi. Okay, this is the sequence. So according to that sequence only, then we will have whatever are the Indriyas born belonging to every element. So Shrotra means the faculty, auditory faculty. Tvak is the tactual faculty. Chakshu is the visual faculty. Rasana is the gustatory faculty. And Granam is the olfactory. Okay, so these are the various abilities. The ability to see is Chakshu. So by Chakshu we do not mean this physical eye. This physical eye may be there, but if that faculty is not functioning from there, it won't be able to see. Or it could be even otherwise. If this physical organ, physical part is not good enough for that faculty to function from, it will not do its work. Okay? In the Second World War this happened. Then they had sent these young boys finally with guns, rifles. No, this was the time when these boys had not even really seen the world. Now they had not even seen life. Their mother was still finding their socks and clothes for them. This fellow had not seen life at all. He had not even boiled one cup of tea for himself ever. But he had to see that. So when these boys were sent on the war front, several cases were reported of them suddenly becoming blind. Because they were seeing bombs falling everywhere, friends dying, people dying around, decaying corpses. This is something shocking, and they could not see. So the doctors, when they checked their eyes, the physical eye was all okay, and yet they could not see. They could not see. They were not lying. They actually could not see. And that was because this goes to say that the faculty which functions from this physical eye, the physical part, not descend into it to work. लकवा मार जाता है, the hand is there, bones are there, and paralyzed, can't do anything. You see, it does not, and this is why the Sukshma Sharira, the Indriyas are different from the physical body, physical parts. Okay, so these are the 5 Indriyas. Now, these Indriyas are also presided over by deities. So whether it is the eye, the visual faculty in a human being, or the visual faculty in a grasshopper, in both the cases, wherever the visual faculty is, it will illumine the colors and forms. That is what it will do. So this is common. It is common to all, whether it is a sparrow or a worm or anybody else. The visual faculty will be common to all. The tactual faculty will be common to all. How it is perceived is a different thing. An eye of a housefly may see things little differently than your eye sees it. The eyes of the visual faculty of a honeybee may see the world differently. But the fact remains that wherever there is visual faculty, there will be illumination of colors and forms. Certain colors which are not visible to the human eye may be visible to the sparrow. Certain frequencies of sound which are not available to the human auditory faculty may become available to a bat. But the fact is, it will illumine the auditory, the sounds. Correct? And therefore, these are the Indriyas. And these Indriyas then are presided over by those divinities. Okay? They are called as the presiding deities. Now, each Indriya has got a specific deity. What are those? Shrotrasya, Digdevata, which is the Devata. Devata means the presiding deity. Which Devata is there that presides over the auditory faculty? Called as the Digdevata. Dig is the directions. The Devata of direction is the deity of Shrotra. Tvacho, Vayu. Vayu is not now wind or air, but the Devata called as Vayu is the power of this Tvak, of the no, not skin. What is Tvak? Tactual faculty. Then further, Chakshushaha, Suryaha, the deity of sun. Now we are not talking about this physical sun. In the physical sun also that deity is seated. The same deity is seated even in your eyes, in the visual faculty. Okay. Then Rasanaya, Varunaha, the deity of Rasana, of the gustatory faculty is Varuna, the devata of the waters, Varuna. Granasya Ashvinau iti. The Ashwini Kumaras, the twin gods, are the deities of the olfactory. And what are the various Vishayas, what are the objects illumined by those faculties when presided over by the Devatas? So each one of them has got a different area. Nobody interferes in each other. Varuna does his job, Surya does his job. Okay? What are those? Shrotrasya Vishayah Shabdagrahanam. What is the Vishaya, what is the object for the Shrotra? That it illumines or receives this sound. Shabdagrahanam. Tvacho Vishayah Sparshagrahanam. The tactual faculty illumines the various sensations, which means soft or hard, smooth or rough, hot or cold. This is what is illumined by the tactual. And if you look at the tactual of tvacha, the root must be the same somewhere. Okay, further. Chakshusho Vishayah Rupagrahanam. The Vishaya object for Chakshu, for the visual faculty, is illumination of colors and forms. Rupa. It is all in one word, Rupa. Colors and forms, Rupa. Rasanaya Vishayah Rasagrahanam. The gustatory faculty will illumine various tastes. And for us, we say there are 6. Shadarasa. 6. Now the combination of these 6 is what we have different types of food tastes. But basically these are just 6. So Rasanayaha Vishayaha Rasagrahanam. Granasya Vishayaha Gandhagrahanam. The Vishaya, the object for the olfactory, is illumination of smells. Smell. That one smell is seen pleasant, unpleasant, with varieties. Innumerable varieties. And you will know that though you are smelling mango, but every mango will be differently smelling slightly. If it is raw, the smell will be slightly different. If it is overripe, it will be, and depending upon the degree of its ripeness, it will have a different smell. Ask the dogs and they will tell you, everything has a different smell. Because Ashwini Kumaras are working over there more powerfully, working hard. In our case, there okay, how much is required for him to smell? Enough. So that's why some people, don't you smell there is something is burning? Oh no, where? मेरा दिल जल रहा है. Can't you smell something is burning? No, no. Oh, I have just this burning sensation inside. Can't smell. The Ashwini Kumaras. So now you have the various Jnanendriyas, their deities and their objects. All this is said over here. Further. Karmendriyani kani. What are the various karmendriyas? Organs of action. Now, with the punya karma, all of them will be working properly. These deities will be blessing properly. Otherwise, with some papa, this deity refuses, I will not function from here. And then what happens? This person is not able to see. He can't smell. Then he says, my nose is permanently blocked. Some papa is sitting there. Can't smell. So this is it. Karmendriyani kani. What are the various karmendriyas? Vak, Panipada, Payu, Upasthani, Iti Panchakarmendriyani. Now when we have to say Panchakarmendriyas, this will go as one word. All the five are now put in one word. See? Yesterday I told, if you go to see Vak Panipada Payu Upasthani, if you want to search for this word in a dictionary, you will not find. Why? Because five words are put together as one compound. Five things. Ramascha Lakshmanascha, Ram Lakshmano will become a dual case. And if there are more than two, it will become a plural case. This is a plural case. Five of them, one word. Becomes one word. Now it doesn't have to be a sentence, one word. You can put that one word in a sentence. So now you see, this gives you the advantage for brevity. Whether if you want to expand it, you can expand it. Vakcha, Panicha, Panishcha, Padamcha, Payushcha, Upasthascha, and so you can make five words. But you can put them all together, make one word, and use that word in another sentence. Whether you want to expand it or condense it, it can all happen. This is the language, advantage of that language. So, what are these five karmendriyas? Vak, the organ of speech. Pani, the organ of the faculty of holding and releasing, which is in the hands. Pani. Pada, of walking, running, sitting, standing. These are the functions of the legs. So now over here, if I say legs, you will immediately visualize, the extension from the waist down onwards till the toes. But the faculty is called as pada. It is not this physical shape is called as pada. There is a difference. Pada, payu. Payu means the organ of excretion, and upastha, the organ of reproduction. Okay, so now these are the 5 organs of action. Speech, hands, legs, excretion, reproduction. These are 5. Iti panchakarmendriyani. Now what are the various deities presiding over them? These are the ones. Vacho devata, Vahni. The devata, the presiding deity of speech is fire. So that's why in English they have fiery speech. As much as there is a fiery speech, there is also a coolant speech. That somebody speaks and his words are so what? Soothing, yes, soothing. You feel like, Kailash Jivan. Some soothing medicine put on a burn, scorched skin. So, but the deity is fire. Okay? The deity is fire. Hastendriya hastayoho Indraha. The deity of hands is Indra. Okay? Because he is the king of the Swarga does not mean that he just sits and everybody works. He also does. He also has one portfolio. Prime Minister does not mean that he just sits over there and everybody else is working. He has his portfolio too. So, Indra has his portfolio, and that is the organ of hands. Now you see, in the animals, that organ of hands is not there as hands. The dog with a hold and release with mouth. Now this Indra has to function from there, because that is what is available for the space available for him to work. You can write, sign checks. This fellow now can't do that properly. Hasta. Who is presiding over it? Indra. Padayoho Vishnu. Vishnu presides over the Padendriya. On the Trivikrama, if you remember Vaman, he covered the 3 worlds with his 3 steps. So Vishnu here. Payoho Mrityuhu, the Lord of Death called as Yama. He presides over the organ of excretion, Mrityu. Upasthasya Prajapatihi Chaturmukha Brahma. This Prajapati now works. He is the, and when this Chaturmukha Brahma, when he presides over the organ of reproduction, over there he is called as Prajapati. He is called as Prajapati. Okay. So now we know the Karmendriyas and the deities that preside over them. What is left in this? Their objects. Okay, now here we go. Vacho Vishayaham Bhashanam. Speaking is the object of organ of speech. Okay? And who presides over it?
Agni.
Agni. Panyoho Vishayaha Vastu Grahanam. Holding and releasing. Releasing also, as much as Grahanam is there, releasing is also there, is done by the hands. So wherever you find holding and releasing is done, it is the Indra doing it. In human beings, you have a physical part in the body which can, from where he does. But what about lion and a tiger? Octopus. But it has got its those tentacles. In case of the lion or a tiger, it also catches and holds its prey from the mouth, and over there, that's why the Indra is sitting there.
Swamiji, this holding and releasing expressed by any organs of the body will be the expression of that Indriya?
It has to be.
Especially with the, like when you are holding the breath, even releasing the breath.
So on the pranas, there is a different deity. Furthermore, I have not come across, so authentically we cannot say, though there is holding and releasing, should it be considered over there in case of the pranas as the function of Indra, as a blessing of the Indra, grace of Indra, must be there because it is holding and releasing. But haven't come across in whatever I have seen. Padayoho Vishayaha Gamanam. Movement, walking, covering the space. Okay, Gamanam. This is the Vishaya of the Pad, of the faculty of feet, legs. Payor Vishayaha Malatyagaha. Payu, what is the Vishaya? Now, the food which is taken inside, whatever is vital and required by the body, then is assimilated in the body, and then that processed part of the food which is not required then becomes mala. Mala, and it is excreted. So what is the Vishaya? Excretion. This is the object of the Payu. Upasthasya Vishayaha Ananda iti. Then for the organ of reproduction, what is the Vishaya? Now we do not say urination. It is because that urination is also malatyaga. So though there is, it is this, physically it is the same organ, but when it comes to urination, it will be yes, Mrityu, who is working over there, giving the grace. But when it is reproduction, it is the Prajapati, and the Vishaya is Ananda, happiness, joy. Okay? So thus we have this 5 karmendriyas, 5 jnanendriyas with their respective deities and their respective vishayas further. So now, does your book mention anything more after this? Avasthatrayam. Avasthatrayam kim?
Avasthatrayam kim?
Jagrat swapna sushuptayah.
Jagrat swapna sushuptayah.
Tisro avasthaha.
Tisro avasthaha.
What are the three states? These are not the states of consciousness. These at the most can be called as the states of mind or states of mind.
Individual state of awareness only.
I'm trying to avoid the word awareness, or awareness is common everywhere. But when one state changes to another state, mind only, I'll find some other word. Jagrat avastha ka, what are these 3 avasthas? Okay. Jagrat means the waking state. Swapna, the dream state. And Sushupti, the deep sleep state. So now we have segregated the deep sleep from the dream state. So just because the person is lying there on the bed does not, for us it is not Sushupti always. In modern psychology they have sleep and the REM sleep, rapid eye movement. And they say it is the rapid eye movement in which the dreams are experienced. So they call swapna as a form of sleep. But we do not call that as sleep, we call that as dream. Okay? Just because your head is resting on the pillow and you are horizontal does not mean it is sleep. Dream and deep sleep are 2 different states. Okay? So now, Jagrad avastha ka. What is this waking state? Shrotradi jnanendriyaihi Shabdadi vishayo jnayate Itya Tajagrad avastha. Where the various objects. Which are the various objects? Only 5. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. These are the only 5 objects that everyone is experiencing. Now when you say specific experience, experience of jasmine, smelling jasmine and smelling rose, they are not 2 different. It is basically smell and olfactory faculty functioning over there. Varieties of smell. That's all. So now we say, through this Jagrata Avastha, when the Jnanendriyas, when the Jnanendriyas are experienced, through the Jnanendriyas, the various objects are known, that is called as the waking state. But we experience sounds, touch, feel the touch, etc., even in the dream. But it is not Jagrata Avastha. So that will be answered next. But
Sthula Sharirabhimani Atma Vishwa Ityuchyate.
That Jagrata Avastha. Sthula Shariraihi. What is this written? How? What is the word Sthula Sharira? What?
Abhimani.
No. Read the word.
Sthula Sharirabhimani
Atma Vishwa.
Atma Tejasa iti.
Okay, fine.
Atma Vishwa.
This is slightly different. Sthula Sharire Tad Avasthabhimani.
Sthula Sharire Tattva
Atma
Atma
Vishva iti uchyate. There is some, it's not nice. Okay, whatever part page that they have found, and it is printed like that, they have followed it. There is some defect here. Sthula Sharira Avasthabhimani. Now, the one who, the self, which is I found, because the one who is experiencing this Jagrata Avastha and the one who is experiencing over there the Swapna, objects of Swapna, are they not two different? So in dream you saw that somebody had hit you with a stick and your head is broken and there was tremendous pain. So you wake up and then run to the doctor. My skull is cracked. No, the pain has also gone. That fellow had tremendous pain. This one does not have. His skull was cracked. Your skull is okay. There is a crack in it ever since one was born. That is a different case. This is a crack nut or crackpot. That is okay. But so the one who is identified with this Jagrata Avastha, his name, one who is experiencing it and claims, I am the experiencer, he is called as Vishwa. What is he called? Vishwa. Sorry. Vishwa iti uchyate. Swapna avastha ka. Don't break it as swapna avastha. Swapna avastha ka. Jagrata avasthayam. Yad drishtam. Yad shrutam. Tajjanita vasanaya. Nidra samaye. Ya prapancha pratiti. Sa swapna avastha. Sukshma sharira. Swapna avastha bhimani. Atma. Taijasa iti uchyate. Now the Atma gets the name Taijas. Atma gets the name Vishwa. Why is the same Atma getting different names?
Conditioning.
Because The condition of the states is different. But the same consciousness, without undergoing any change, gets different names, like as if two different persons. The one who murdered the neighbor in the dream is not you, is gone. Two different persons. You are not the murderer. There was a different fellow, as if two different people. And why are these two different names for the same one? Two different conditionings. What is the conditioning over here?
The identification with the subtle body.
What is the conditioning?
Sukshma Sharira Abhimani.
Abhimani nahi. The Sukshma Sharira, over here,
Sure.
avasthas are different. The states are the conditionings.
Dreams.
Jagrat and Swapna are the conditionings. We will see about it when we meet a little later during the day. Sure, we've covered some little part of it. We got to run till we reach something further. It's okay, certain things we just need to gloss over. But when we really sit and there is a good analysis, then it's more fun. But this is a book for introductory book only, so it does not become heavy. All that you need to know is these are the indriyas, these are the avasthas, these are the deities, these are the vishayas. Okay? We'll do more when we meet in the afternoon. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sudrabhashakritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murtidega Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha.